Hi, I'm Tonya Caruso. Welcome to Comcast Newsmakers, keeping our local water safe. Joining us in our studios this half hour is Center Township Police Chief Barry Kramer, and he's here to talk about the Beaver County, I should say that the Beaver Valley River Response Task Force. And we thank you so much for coming in and talking with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So this is a big initiative and an important one too.
It is, and it's going to be the first time municipal government has deployed and used a patrol boat in a region that would cover not only businesses but the municipalities along the waterway, and particularly the region of the Montgomery pool, which is the area we're talking about primarily.
Right. And so let's tell folks exactly what will happen and why it is so important.
It's important because the waterways is an area of security in twofold. It's security because you've got to obviously protect from criminal activity along the waterway. But another important element that we've learned, that I've learned participating in the Pittsburgh Area Maritime Security Committee, is that commerce is equally important to continue flowing up and down the waterways. Disruption in commerce. In our particular area, disruption in commerce in one day can cause up to $1 million loss in business. And we know what happened, particularly in 9/11 when the airlines shut down, and what a loss of commerce can do to the economy, which can cause security issues as well. So it's a twofold process where we want to do security on the waterway for criminal activity and assure that commerce continues to flow up and down the waterway, and that can be by accident, there can be some kind of natural disaster and or criminal activity.
Right, and the Beaver County area in particular, important for security reasons because there are some important landmarks or some important functions there.
Yeah, Beaver County, as well as the entire port of Pittsburgh. The port of Pittsburgh is the second largest inland port in the United States. Not many people know that. We have several other elements of security concerns there. We have the fifth largest railway conway yards in the nation that's along the waterway. We have a nuclear power plant, and the dams that are along the waterway are always concerns for security at those particular dams.
Right, and so lots of people involved in this task force. And tell me a little bit about people coming together and when these patrols will begin. Are they already underway? How will that work?
The task force was formed through funding through FEMA. FEMA selected the Pittsburgh Area Security Committee as an area to fund money into federal funding under the command of Commander Timmy. We formed the committee, FEMA selected it to fund it, and then we picked a fiduciary agent. A fiduciary agent is in charge of responsibility of doing with all the funding of the projects that have come in. And the fiduciary agent is Mary Ann Busey out of the Port of Pittsburgh, who participates in the Area Maritime Security Committee, as does the Center Police, as do the Beaver Police, as do businesses. So we have a mix of business and law enforcement that form the committee. So through the committee, there's an application process. FEMA came out with several streams of funding per year. You submit an application and it's reviewed by a committee and then approved or not approved and submitted to FEMA. So ours, through a long process, received approval, and we went together as a joint municipality. Never done in our region before, but I think law enforcement needs to look at jointly putting together grant funding instead of trying to get your own assets and keep them. We need to share assets and be more effective, and that's exactly why FEMA came into the Port of Pittsburgh, or the Area Maritime Security Committee in Pittsburgh, and said we want to mitigate on a large basis security risks along the waterway. And that's how the whole system is designed, and that's why our application was designed. So Center Police and Beaver Police went together for a boat project. We already, individual police department wise, do other jurisdictions. We patrol Potter Township, Beaver patrols Vanport Township, and we are on both sides of the river equally in those jurisdictions. So it was a perfect partnership for us to come together to do that portion of the river, and we have expanded into having the state police participate on our boat. So we'll have, and then down the future we're looking at joining other municipalities in so we can grow the project geographically.
It's such an important project, and we thank you so much for coming in and spending time with us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm Tonya Caruso. Thanks for watching Comcast Newsmakers. We'll send you back now to HLN.